Hey guys, it's Stephen here, not with the player reviews. I thought I'd finish that tomorrow night because Nicola's off to see the Spice Girls. I know, yeah, genuinely. So I got to flat to myself tomorrow night, so I'm going to finish them off tonight. Tomorrow even, sorry. Tonight I want to talk about some transfers. Did you also enjoy the nice intro again? It's good, isn't it? It's good. Thank you for the guy who made that. Hero. Absolute hero. But this one is a little bit of news that came out today, and I wanted to talk about something other than player reviews. So I'm going into Patrick Roberts. He signed a new 2-year contract extension with Manchester City and gone on loan to Norwich City. Which is quite an interesting little move, isn't it? Genuinely is. Now, I really like Patrick Roberts. He's a very exciting little player. He just feels like he's made a few bad decisions or had a few bad breaks and whatever, and just kind of meandered about for a little bit. Now, obviously, we have to cast the mind back to when he signed. He went on loan to Celtic. He was absolutely excellent there. He tore Celtic's opponents to pieces. Really good, really skillful. Then he decided to go on loan for another year. So basically, he spent 2.5 seasons on loan there. And he got injured and was in and out of the team. And Brendan Rodgers started to try and use other players and all this kind of stuff and develop their own. And it was a bit of a kind of let down in the second half of his kind of loan spell at Celtic. It didn't really go well for him, though he got a pretty decent move off the back of that. He went on loan as part of the City football group to Girona last season, and he only played 12 times. He did look pretty good, if I'm being honest, when I saw him. He looked genuinely quite exciting. Like he's running at people, being Patrick Roberts essentially. But he was kind of ostracised and cut out of the first team entirely towards the end of the campaign, which was a bit of a weird one. He did get some injuries when he was starting to make some progress, which was a shame, and it slowed down his development. But now he's got the loan move that could be really, really influential in the future of his career. He is still only 22, so still only a young lad. When did he turn 22? Let me quickly Google this. But essentially, time is still on his side. He turned 22 in February. Okay. But yeah, basically, he's joined Norwich, who obviously had an excellent season, who are obviously now in the Premier League. They won the Championship, obviously, and they're looking for some new recruits to kind of expand their potential for survival next season. And there's been some quotes from, let me find the quotes from Patrick Roberts. He's gone there basically to try and get into the Premier League finally. He should have been in the Premier League after that 18-month spell at Celtic, and people did want him, but he chose to go back to Celtic. Kind of understood it, but also thought it was a bit of a backwards step in general for him. He said, let me first say what he said. He said, the manager was very enthusiastic. He really enjoys the way I played, and that's a big boost of confidence for me. It's good to have someone to give you belief in the opportunity to play, and in return, I'll give 100% to Norwich. It's great to have the deal done. I've known about the interest of Norwich for a while, and I've spoken to the manager, Daniel Farke, and sporting director Stuart Webber, and it's clear in my mind that I wanted to come here this season. That's a good move for him, genuinely. Now, Norwich are known for playing pretty decent football. They obviously will give him game time in the Premier League, and he's signed this 2-year extension. Now, when the news broke a couple of days ago, everyone was saying, we've got a year left in his contract, what's going on, why are we loaning him out? And I thought it was pretty obvious really that if he was going to go out on loan, we were obviously going to extend his contract with a view to either maybe one day using him or just selling him, which is the most likely option. And this suits all parties involved. We've got him alone at Norwich now, knowing that if he does play really well, he's got 2 years on his contract, and the 2 years is the buffer that he needs, because he was only a year extension. Of course, they'd know that after that season was up, he could probably just wait around for another 12 months to go on a free. But the 2-year extension basically means that if he does really well this season, City have either one got like a breakout star who could maybe use the season after, whatever. Potentially, you never know. You can't rule these things out. He could just suddenly adapt to life in the Premier League and be a potential star. He does have that ability, or B, they just sell him for a nice, decent profit. It's a really interesting 12 months. I really genuinely wish Patrick Roberts quite well. I think he's a very exciting, very skillful player. I think he's more talented than some people who do pretty well in the Premier League in general. It's just whether he has that physicality, that kind of general just if he can do it at the highest level. That's what we're yet to see. He obviously has scored goals against us. He scored a great goal against us in the Champions League for Celtic. He won't be playing against Manchester City in these group stages, but it's going to be very interesting to see how he develops over at Norwich. I do like him, honestly. I think he's a good player. It'll be very interesting to see what he can do there. If he becomes a regular, stranger things have happened. He's so skillful. He's obviously very technically gifted. He can score goals. He can beat people. It's just about whether he can do it at the highest level. Finally, we're getting a chance to actually see whether if he can. It might not go well, but it could do really well. It could be a bit of a breakout star for them, and he could impress a few people. Either way, it's a good move for him, and I'm sure he'll be happy that he's in the Premier League playing, hopefully, regular football next season. In terms of other news knocking about, it's all been loads of bollocks, really. I've not talked much about the Sane stuff because I honestly think it's kind of nonsense. There's been a bit of rumours now from Fabrizio Romano saying that City have turned down the 70 million offer from Bayern. There was some news this morning about Sane apparently having no interest to go back to his Bundesliga, and it changes every single 10 minutes. I don't know, it just seems like there's a lot of shit going around at the moment, so I'm taking everything with a big, massive pinch of salt, because I think that's all we can do at this stage. I think transfers won't really kind of pick up for another week or so. There's obviously news about Rodri, there's some rumours going around Cancelo, which I think personally is a load of bollocks as well. Bruno Fernandes was hinting in the press yesterday that he's going to possibly go to the Premier League, whether it's City or United, who knows? Oh, it's so who knows? Bollocks as usual. He probably will go to the Premier League, but I just, at the moment, I don't know, I feel like there's too much conjecture going around, and given the fact that each of the stories change every 5 minutes, it suggests to me they're all pretty poorly sourced at the moment. And also the Guardiola Juventus thing is the biggest load of bollocks I've ever heard in my life too. Watch this be thrown back in my face. No, he won't. He's not going anywhere. He's a man of his word, Guardiola. Absolute nonsense. But Sane, I'm not worried. I've got a feeling he'll stay. I just genuinely do. I think he'll stay. I think he'll sign a contract eventually. I think Gundogan will sign a contract too. But I'll obviously keep doing transfer videos after this player review series is finished. That'll be finishing tomorrow night. There'll be 4 more videos tomorrow night. Then after that, the weekend and Sunday, Saturday morning I'll probably do a Guardiola review, then Sunday I'll do an overall season review, maybe on Monday or something like that. Anyway, if there's any more transfer news of note, I'll jump on and do it, but I thought I'd talk about Patrick Roberts because I like him, and obviously briefly mentioned the other stuff there. Don't forget, go check out the rest of the player review series if you want to. In a bit.